like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
Hey everyone, welcome back. So are you wondering what's up with the NFC South?
Yeah.
Maybe you're curious about who's going to clinch that playoff spot.
Right.
Or maybe you just can't get enough of that Sunday Night Football drama, after the Cowboys took down the Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we are ready to unpack all of that and more.
Let's do it.
We've got some fresh articles here.
Oh, good.
And they're going to give us some insight into this crazy race to the finish line.
Wild. Well, what I find really interesting is how this Cowboys victory,
Right.
A team that's already out of playoff contention,
Right.
has totally mixed things up in the NFC South.
Wow.
It's a good reminder that every single game really matters.
Totally.
Even for those teams that are, seemingly just playing for pride at this point.
Yeah, for sure. And this wasn't just some, last-minute upset either.
No.
The Cowboys, even though they were eliminated from the playoffs earlier that day,
Yeah.
they went into Tampa Bay and they dominated the Buccaneers,
I was shocked.
who not only favored to win,
Right.
but were also leading the division going into the game.
It was a big deal.
And they ended up winning 26-24,
Yeah.
snapping the Bucs' 4-game winning streak.
Huge.
Yeah.
And this win really highlights just how unpredictable the NFC South is.
Yeah.
You've got the Falcons now, like they're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
They're tied with the Buccaneers at 8-7,
Okay.
but they have that crucial tiebreaker,
Oh, right.
which means
Right.
if both teams end up with the same record,
Yeah.
the Falcons get the division
Oh, wow.
because they beat the Buccaneers head-to-head.
Earlier this season.
Here.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough pill to swallow for Bucs fans.
Tough.
Now, you mentioned the Cowboys were already out of the running for the playoffs.
Right.
How come? I mean, they seem to be playing some pretty good football lately.
You're right. They've won 4 of their last 5 games.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for them, the rest of their division has also been playing well. And their early losses this season really put them in a tough spot, a hole they just couldn't climb out of.
Makes sense.
It really goes to show how competitive the NFC is this year.
So close yet so far for the Cowboys.
It really is.
But their win definitely messed up the Buccaneers' plans.
Totally.
So let's talk about some of the key players and performances that made this upset happen.
Sure.
Cooper Rush,
Yes.
the Cowboys quarterback,
Yeah.
he had an amazing game,
He did.
throwing for 292 yards and a touchdown.
Impressive.
And he did all that with basically no help from the run game,
Yeah.
which is pretty incredible if you ask me.
Absolutely. And it wasn't just the numbers.
Right.
It was his ability to read that blitz
Uh-huh.
and find CeeDee Lamb on that crucial 3rd down conversion
Oh, yeah.
in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
That was like textbook quarterbacking under pressure.
He was so calm.
He stayed composed in the pocket.
I know.
Even with the Buccaneers defense bringing the heat,
It was intense.
that kind of performance.
Yeah.
That's what wins those close games.
For sure. He was cool as a cucumber out there.
He was.
Speaking of clutch performances, what about CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah, oh, man.
The guy was playing with an injured shoulder
I know.
and still put up 105 receiving yards.
What a trooper.
Talk about dedication.
His toughness is seriously admirable.
Yeah.
But, I think it also shows how much he wants to prove himself
Oh, yeah.
after that contract holdout earlier this year.
Right.
Some people were questioning his commitment to the team.
Yeah.
But his performance on Sunday,
It said it all.
it showed he's all in.
Totally.
Even when his body's telling him otherwise,
Uh-huh.
he's a key part of their offense.
For sure.
And his presence on the field.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference in how the Cowboys operate.
You could tell he was playing with something to prove.
Yeah.
And we can't forget about Brandon Aubrey.
Oh, yeah. Him.
The guy was automatic.
Totally.
Hitting all 4 of his field goal attempts.
I know, it's crazy.
And all of them were from 49 yards or more.
So clutch.
That kind of reliability
I know.
is priceless, especially in a close game like this one.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
His long-range accuracy, that was the difference between a close win
Right.
and a possible upset loss for the Cowboys.
Wow.
He was clutch when they needed him most.
All right, now let's talk about the Buccaneers.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield had a decent game,
He did?
throwing for 304 yards and 2 touchdowns,
Not bad.
but he also threw an interception.
Right.
And then there was that scary moment
Oh, yeah.
where he took that huge hit
Scary.
and had to be checked for a concussion.
It was a tough hit.
It really is a tough sport.
It is.
So the Cowboys pull off this upset,
Yeah.
and it throws the NFC South into chaos.
Total chaos.
What does this mean for the Buccaneers moving forward?
Well, On paper, their remaining schedule looks pretty manageable.
Okay.
With 2 home games against the Panthers and the Saints.
Yeah.
Both teams with losing records.
Okay.
But, we shouldn't underestimate those teams.
Yeah.
The Panthers have been playing spoiler lately.
Oh, really?
And the Saints. They always seem to give the Buccaneers a hard time.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially in those divisional matchups.
Absolutely.
You can never take any team in the NFL for granted.
Never.
Especially this late in the season when everyone's fighting for something.
We're all playing for something.
Okay, so looking at the Falcons then.
Yeah.
They've got a tougher road ahead, right?
They do.
They're facing the Commanders on the road next week,
Great.
who are currently 10-5
Yeah.
and still in the playoff hunt themselves.
Big time.
And then they finish the season at home against those same Panthers we were just talking about.
Right.
So the Buccaneers,
Yeah.
they have what seems like an easier schedule on paper.
Easier.
Yeah. But you're saying we shouldn't count the Falcons out just yet.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
The Falcons control their own destiny here.
How so?
If they win the remaining 2 games,
Yeah.
they win the NFC South outright.
Wow.
Doesn't matter what the Buccaneers do.
So it all comes down to the wire. It does. This is going to be a nail-biter.
It is.
This NFC South race is going to be fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
But before we get too ahead of ourselves,
Okay.
I want to circle back to CeeDee Lamb for a second.
Sure.
We talked about how tough he was
Yeah.
playing through that shoulder injury.
Uh-huh.
But do we know how bad it actually is?
Well, in his post-game interview,
Okay.
Lamb said his shoulder was out of whack,
Ouch.
but he was just out there battling.
Wow.
He didn't really give specifics,
Yeah,
but you could tell he was in some serious pain.
I bet. That's incredible. He really left it all out on the field.
He did.
And, he said the reason he keeps pushing through is his love for the game.
Which is a powerful statement.
Yeah.
Especially considering the criticism he faced earlier this year during his contract negotiations.
Oh, right.
People were questioning if he was more motivated by money than passion.
But his actions speak louder than words.
They do.
He's out there proving his dedication every single week. It makes you wonder, though. What's that? How are the Cowboys handling this whole situation with their coaching staff?
Yes. The Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy saga continues.
It never ends.
After the game, Jones praised McCarthy for the team's performance.
Okay.
But, as always, refused to comment on McCarthy's future as head coach.
Classic Jerry, keeping everyone guessing.
Exactly.
So do you think McCarthy's actually on the hot seat? Or is this just Jerry Jones being Jerry Jones?
It's hard to say.
Right.
Jones is notoriously unpredictable.
Yeah.
But this Cowboys team,
Yeah.
they've shown a lot of resilience this season. Bouncing back from adversity, exceeding expectations, even though they're out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
That has to count for something, right?
You'd think so, but with Jerry, you never know.
True.
And, let's not forget Micah Parsons.
Oh, right.
He had some interesting things to say about finishing the season strong.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Building momentum for next season is so important.
I agree.
Even if they miss the playoffs this year.
Right.
A strong finish can do wonders for team morale.
Totally.
It can set the tone for the offseason.
And he's a leader on that team.
He is.
His quote about overcoming adversity?
Yeah.
It really stood out to me.
What did he say?
He said, everything can't be sunshine and rainbows. I'm looking to finish this year strong and prove to these guys that we can get over anything.
That's some real leadership.
It is.
He's focused on the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And that's something the Cowboys can build on.
It sounds like this Cowboys team,
Yeah.
despite their ups and downs,
Right.
they might have a bright future ahead of them.
I think so.
But, okay, let's shift our focus back to the NFC South race.
Okay.
We've talked about the Buccaneers and Falcons' remaining schedules.
Yeah.
But what are some potential scenarios that could play out over these next 2 weeks?
Well, if the Buccaneers win out,
Okay.
they clinch the division,
Okay.
even if the Falcons also win out.
So the pressure is really on the Falcons then.
It is.
Got it.
If they lose even one of their remaining games,
Uh-huh.
it opens the door for the Buccaneers to sneak back into the playoffs.
Wow.
And we can't forget
Right.
these two teams face each other in Week 18 in Atlanta.
Oh, wow. So that final game,
Yeah,
it could potentially be a winner-take-all scenario.
it very well could be.
This is intense.
The stakes are incredibly high.
I can't wait.
You can bet both teams will be going all out.
Yeah.
That final game could be one for the ages.
That's what makes this race so exciting.
For sure.
But we can't forget about the other two teams in the division.
Right.
What about the Saints and Panthers?
Yeah.
Do they have any chance of playing spoiler, and impacting the outcome of the race?
While it's highly unlikely they'll make the playoffs themselves,
Right.
they can definitely have an impact on who does.
Oh, really?
The Panthers, as we said, they've
Yeah.
been playing with a nothing-to-lose attitude
Yeah,
and have pulled off some upsets lately.
that's right.
And the Saints,
Yeah.
they always seem to play the Buccaneers tough,
Did you?
no matter what their records are.
So you're saying there's still a chance for some twists and turns in this NFC South drama?
Absolutely anything can happen in the NFL,
Yeah.
especially in a division as unpredictable as the NFC South.
I know.
We already saw one major upset this week.
That's right.
Who's to say there won't be more?
I love that about the NFL.
Me too.
The drama, the unpredictability, the intensity.
The best.
You just never know what's going to happen next.
You don't.
And, speaking of rewriting the narrative,
Oh, yeah.
let's talk about that other big storyline surrounding the Cowboys.
Okay.
The uncertainty around Mike McCarthy's future as head coach.
Right. This has been a topic of conversation all season.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys' win over the Buccaneers just adds fuel to the fire.
It seems like Jerry's really keeping us in suspense.
Yeah, he's not giving anything away.
What do you make of his reluctance to commit to McCarthy for next season?
Hard to say, really.
Yeah.
It's Jerry we're talking about. True.
Maybe he wants to see how the season ends.
Right.
Or maybe he's already got someone else in mind.
Who knows?
Anything's possible.
It's quite a cliffhanger, isn't it?
It is.
The Cowboys pull off this big win.
Uh-huh.
They shake up the NFC South.
Totally.
And yet everyone's focused on their coaching situation.
I guess that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
But, I think it's important to remember
What's that?
that the Cowboys still have a lot to play for in these last 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, they do.
A strong finish.
Yeah.
It could not only boost their confidence for next season,
Right.
but it could also influence Jerry's decision on McCarthy.
That's a good point.
It's not just about wins and losses anymore.
Yeah.
It's about sending a message.
Showing Jerry what they're made of.
Exactly.
So let's bring it back to the big picture.
Okay.
What does this all mean for the NFC South?
I think we can all agree this division is going down to the wire.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to be an exciting finish.
I can't wait. Every game could change the whole race.
That's what I love about it.
It's a real testament to the parity in the NFL this season.
It really is.
And a reminder that anything can happen on any given Sunday.
You got that right.
We've got two teams fighting for the division title,
Uh-huh.
both more than capable of making noise in the playoffs.
For sure.
Both teams have shown incredible resilience all season long.
And then you got those two wild cards,
Oh, yeah.
the Saints
Yeah.
and the Panthers.
They're more than happy to play spoiler.
Right.
They could really shake things up.
So as we go into these last 2 weeks of the regular season,
Yeah.
what are you most excited to see in this NFC South showdown? I'm really curious.
I'm eager to see if the Falcons can handle the pressure.
Yeah.
They're a young team,
They are.
hungry for success,
Right.
but they're going to need to dig deep, find that extra gear if they want to win the division.
That's true.
What about you?
What about the Buccaneers?
Yeah.
Think they can rally and reclaim their spot?
Yeah.
They've been there before.
They have.
They know how to win.
Right.
And they have the experience to handle these high-pressure situations.
But it's not going to be easy, is it?
No, it's not.
They need to rediscover that winning formula
Right.
and overcome all the challenges they face this season.
It's a tall order.
Well, this has been an awesome deep dive.
It has.
And I think it's safe to say the NFC South is anyone's game right now.
Absolutely.
We've got a division packed with talent,
So much talent.
drama,
Oh, yeah.
excitement,
It's the best.
and we can't wait to see how it all ends.
I completely agree.
And the best part,
What's that?
we don't have to wait long to find out.
Nope.
Every game from now on is huge. Every single snap could change the race.
You never know.
So buckle up,
Get ready.
get ready for some amazing football,
It's going to be wild.
and enjoy the ride.
I'm ready.
That's it for our deep dive into the NFC South.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a good upset.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.